Okay, hi
Hi.
Hans.
Hi, Gloria. How are you?
I'm good. So we're going to start like this case. It's the number 4 GenapSys.
GenapSys, yeah.
Yeah, it's GenapSys, right? Like GenapSys. Okay,
I'm not sure about that. Like gene, like the genes. So it is GenapSys. I don't know. GenapSys. I think it is okay.
okay. So,
Mhm.
um, are you in the case discussion? Can you see what it says?
Uh, okay. Yeah. So far,
It's just because
we
I
need to.
want. I'm sorry.
We want. Yeah, we need to start with a prayer, an opening prayer.
Okay,
Hmm.
I can make the prayer.
Okay.
Okay. Our dear Heavenly Father, thank thee for the opportunity to have this class and to be able to share our insights and thoughts and each part that we're learning. And thank thee for the opportunity to be partners with Hans in this class and to be able to learn each other. And thank thee, thank thee for the love and thank thee for helping us to be prepared to serve others in the future. And thank thee for this day. And we ask thee for a blessing to be able to open our minds and our hearts to be able to learn better and to know exactly um, in what ways we can improve and we can be able to be prepared to to know how to have success in businesses and how to create them and what kind of things we have to take in count. And all of these we say in the name of thy Son, Jesus Christ. Amen.
Amen. Thank you, Gloria.
You're welcome.
Okay. Something spiritual. Um, well, because I am applying for for um for going to BYUI campus, so I keep in contact with my stake president, and he told me, okay, so I will send endorsement, okay, because we have the interview, but he said, okay, but you're not indexing this year, so we haven't finished January, but he said, okay, I haven't seen you indexing this year, so you need to like do 5 lotes. I don't know how to say that, but 5 groups of documents for indexing. And so I needed to do this today, like this morning. I did the goal that my president told me. It was interesting. While I was typing the names of these people, especially in the group that I selected to index, there were names of babies, and a lot of them were from unknown fathers. That was interesting. And while I was typing, I was thinking about the mother, about how difficult it would be to raise the family like alone and things like that. And I was always also looking at the dates. Like for example, the baby was born in 1915, so maybe they are probably dead right now. And thinking about how fast the time passed, and no matter in which era you are born, or you were born, and you have the opportunity to dream, to have your expectations about life, to make a living on a life, and to make your dreams true, to raise a family. It was interesting, and to see how fast the time goes and how short is. Okay, that was what. I wanted to share.
Thank you for sharing about that. Yeah, it's interesting how family history and also indexing can help us to feel closer to our brothers and sisters from the past, and we can realize that we are just one family because, right? And that God loves us in a very particular way to each of us.
Yeah,
Yep.
it's
Okay. Um. So the third question is, okay. It says choose a student to read the following aloud as the group follows along. So far in this
mhm.
course, we have seen a few common threads and takeaways. Founders, mothers, experience, a passion, ambition, shape the business and can make the difference between success and failure. Business
That's right.
plans. Yeah, that's right. Business plan at the founding stage of the company is a collection of hypotheses. In other words,
Are you
guesses.
there? Hi. Yep.
Can you listen to me?
Yeah. No. Yeah. Go ahead.
Okay. Startups create value by systematically testing hypotheses and making changes to the plan when the test results indicate a need to change. Okay. Fourth, early tests tell us a lot about the viability of a business and where more information is needed. Previous cases analyze business models the founders had already chosen. Now we get to see a company at the moment of choice.
And that's interesting. Yep. So number 4 says both. Which business model option do you favor? The traditional strategy, razor and razor blades, or data analytics?
What do you think?
Well, we don't need to agree on this, right? Because we're voting.
Yeah,
I vote for the data analytics one.
okay. Why?
No, first you say yours, and then we share why.
Okay. Okay. In this case,
Huh?
uh, in this case, I think that it would be the razor and razor blades.
Okay, that's nice. So, given that we do not have any other one in this group by now, so I think we are going to see the fifth question that says, give each person, so Gloria and Hans, who voted a chance to share why he or she voted the way they did. If a choice is left without someone voting for it, discuss as a group the pros and cons of that choice as well. Specifically for each alternative, discuss the following. Okay, so first of all, share why share why you choose that, the razor and razor blades, and me data analytics. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
okay. You want me to go first?
Yeah, go first.
Okay. Um, well, in both the three business models have their pros and their cons. And as I was looking at the spreadsheet exercises, um, what I realized is that at the beginning, the first years, like the traditional strategy is the best, okay, because it have like a steady growth. But the razor blades can be more promising in the middle, in the middle, I don't know how to say, in the middle term. But in the long term, I think that analytics is going to be better. But maybe you need to work hard and spend a lot of money in the first years. But at the end, it will be great. Why? because it, as in the case study stated, like it is the business model of the future, and the one who controls the information is going to control everything. If the genetic business, it can be like, I don't know how to size it, like that every machine and look and I don't know, take care of their DNA and see how it goes and everything. So the information that they gather every time they test their DNA could be go to a cloud or something like that, and the one who have that cloud or that information is the one who controls the business, like Google, right? That have the information. So maybe at the beginning it will be hard. You need to position your idea and the model in the market, and it will cost a lot of effort and money. But at the end, you will have uh, like if you see the charts without changing any data in the tab that says financing implications, you see that in the three business models, at the end you will have revenues, but it is stated that like in 10 years, like for example in the traditional model, they will have profits like for 40,000. The razor and razor blades, they will have profits for 15,000. But in the data strategy, they are going to break through, or they are going to break even uh, um, later. But at the end, in the process, in 10 years, they will have revenues or profits of 60,000. That is higher than the other ones. So as I said, it depends. But guessing for what is the motivation of the founder, that is to make an improvement in humanity, to kind and to the world, and to make an impact to the world. So I think the best impact we would have the data analytics, and it also will be a great business in a long term. Like for example, in 10 years, they will rock the market, and maybe they will not have any. That's why.
Yeah, that's why. So,
Now you need
okay.
to say why you voted for the razor plates.
Okay, so in my case, when I was reading about the case and I was knowing more about what is GenapSys and also about the DNA and everything of this, because it's
Yeah,
a new industry for me. So I
yeah.
realized for sure that data analytics also was going to have a lot of success like in the future. And also, I think like when I was watching like the progression of the revenue and the profit, I saw for sure that um, which one I was trying to decide. Okay, which one is better? Of course, data analytics, as you said. But at the same time, I was trying to think like if I am if I am the CEO or if I am the founder of this organization right now, if I
We
have to take right now, if I have to take a decision about what business model I have to propose to the different people, like the people that is in the directory and also the people that is going to give me money to invest, I need to give them like something that they are going to realize we are going to have results soon. We are going to have profit as soon as possible because that's
yeah.
what the people that invest want. And you can tell them, yeah, here in 10 years you're going to have
Mhm.
profit, you're going to have revenue, but they are not going to wait too much time. Because why they are going to wait so much time like for your project? Maybe somebody else has a project that is going to give a lot of good impact also in the world, in many communities. as this project, but they are proposing that they are going to give them like profit in less time. You make sense? So for
Yeah.
this reason, I just will start with the first one or the second one. I choose in this case the second one because you're going to take a lot of medium risk, and also you are going to have more profit, and in a medium term it's not a lot of time, but it's not also a short term. And yep. And I think, and after this you are going to make happy also your customers, because like we know, a razor blade model means any business practice in which a company offers a one-time product, usually at little or not cost. What means that it's complemented by another product for which the consumer is required to make repeated purchases. So at the beginning, they are going to say like, oh yeah, they are selling these machines at a low price, but for sure they are going to charge more for the test cartridge.
Yeah.
Um, so, and you are going to have a big market. You are going to make happy your customers, and also you are going to make happy the people that is giving you money for this project, and you are going to have profit in less time. And yeah, and at the same time you can use this profit also to continue investing in other models in your business model. So the second step could be like, okay, now that I have profit, I can invest in data analytics. You know?
Hmm.
Yeah. So that was my reason. Make sense?
Interesting. Yeah, makes sense.
Yeah.
Make me think also. Um,
You always make it sound like when you listen that I said something I don't know new.
yeah. Uh, okay, so we need to discuss this, the number of potential customers and which customers would be expect to pay for the product. What do you think about this?
Okay, okay. Let me give me a minute. I'm going to read I which one? Give each person who bought a chance to share why. No, we did it, right?
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, but if a choice is left without someone voting for it, like the traditional strategy, discuss as a group the pros and cons of that choice as well. Well, okay, about this traditional strategy that we didn't talk about, I think that the pros is that you will have revenue in like
In a short term.
in a salary rate, but the cons is that you're going to go and compete directly with the big boys, like in this moment, right? So as it is stated in the GenapSys, and I have heard about this kind of things that happens. That, for example, if you get into a market and you compete with big companies, what big companies do is just they I don't know, decrease like below yours, and they stay like that until you disappear. Like they throw you out of some. That makes sense.
Mm-hmm. Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I think that's that's a lot of risk for doing that, right? And there is not a need to do that. Like we
Mm-hmm.
can have better options, making the others like upset.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
Because also the cons is that, for example, if I'm a big company and I already have like equipment of the other guys and I buy into the other guys, okay, you have another better one, and say, okay, but I have this one,
Hans, I cannot listen to you. Are you there?
because I
Hans, uh, I cannot listen to you.
you cannot listen to me.
No.
Okay, right now, yeah.
Yeah, now I can listen to you perfectly.
Okay, so that's why I think. What do you think about the traditional strategy?
Yeah, just the same that you like. It's going to give profit. When I was like looking for the information and also reviewing the Excel, I realized, okay, yeah, for sure you're going to have profit sooner. Like the people that is putting money for this project, they are going to be happier. And but as you said, there are some cons too, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So it will be a, I think as a first step, it will be a
Well,
good option too, because what these guys what the what the founder is trying to decide is what I'm going to show to the directory, what I'm going to tell them. And of course, it's better if you give a proposal that is going to tell them like you are going to have profit as soon as possible, and you
yeah,
start working on that, like, because it's the first step. We want to do something awesome, something that will be super great for the future and humanity, for sure. And the three cases are going to do it. But you have to start for something small and after move to something that is going to be bigger, where you are going to have be able, because if you go first for the data analytics, it's going to be super difficult to just get all the information um, and try to manage the information in the right way. And yeah, it's a lot. Well, if you start like for the traditional strategy, but thinking that having the vision that one day you are going to do the data analytics, you are going to um, when you are going to be planning your strategy, you are going to take in consideration like what steps you need to follow to be in the natural analytics also, but in some years.
yeah, but the thing is this. The thing is this. The data analytic model is something that someone is going to take it sooner or later,
Yeah,
right?
but
So
yeah, but
it maybe will not be us. So the thing that they okay, why they are like having the data analytic, it is because it is intending for everyone to have it in their
a
house.
specific medicine. Yeah.
Yeah, and why is it? Because okay, they need to have the machine everywhere, and they need to gather the data everywhere. So this is a thing. Okay, Gloria, you can have your DNA checked
Yeah, but I don't think that they have to start like, okay, we're going to be a company that is going to sell data analytics. That is like a third level. Like right now,
whenever you want in. I don't know. You're going to. Can you hear me?
yeah, I can hear you. Can you listen to me?
Yeah, but you're. Yeah, I can listen to you.
So
Okay, but you are going. But when you analyze the DNA, you're going to have your results online. Okay, but in the process, your data is going to be in the store in the cloud of GenapSys. So GenapSys know your information. And for example, if a insurance company wants to know about you, they need to pay a fee for us. So that's why, like they have. But in there are two, right? The traditional one, the model, and the Razor 2. So the traditional model, it is good if you want to escalate to the analytic, because the traditional is so expensive for all. So you are targeting big companies and hospitals and government. And it could be better to have like an hybrid of razor to razor and analytics.
yeah,
You know?
that's right. Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's a good option. Racer to racer, razor and razor blades, and with data analytics. So you can have razor and razor blades. You can start like that, and after having in mind that in close future you are going to invest in data analytics, but it's your second step.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
of course, I believe that is the best idea, and it's going to be super beneficial for all the humanity. Like, but sometimes when you need
Yeah.
funding,
Well.
people they
Yeah.
don't like
Yeah. I know.
they don't understand that.
Yeah. I know.
Yeah,
I know.
yeah. Once I was doing, I remember once I was doing a big
Yeah.
project, and I was trying to save the ecosystem and a lot of stuff. I was doing like a sustainable project, and
Yeah.
I presented, and I asked
Yeah.
like a lot of money, and they told me, Gloria, you can start just with this small part, and after you can do the rest. I was like, what? But this is necessary. We want to save these people. We want to save the environment. We need to do this. They told me, no, just step by
Yeah.
step. So I remember that.
Well,
So
but
that's
it depends
that I took this decision.
for money because, for example, GenapSys wants to ask the partnership of Google, for example, or Amazon.
Mm-hmm.
So I can help a lot
Yeah.
because it is like it depends of the investor that they can realize if this is a money well spent.
Hans, I lost you. Hans,
Yeah, I yeah. Can you hear
I
me?
lost. Yeah, now I can hear you.
Okay, like it's an example, right? Google that manage a lot of data and a lot of information, like they have revenues that anyone can have, right? For example, right? So like having like being a pioneer in information of something and having like a monopoly, you can raise a lot of money, but sometimes it takes time.
Mm-hmm.
Like for example, Google, like well, yeah, it is an old company that was in the beginnings of internet, so it took time for them to do things, right?
Yep.
Also, Facebook exists, but for example, I first have the High Five account, and then I realized that Facebook exists. So it takes time, but the potential of the business is great. But I don't know. Okay, but let's go for the question. There are a lot of points to discuss.
Mm,
Maybe the third or the fourth point in the in that question. There were a lot of points.
yeah. So where are we right now? I don't know. I lost myself. Okay, it said like once everyone
Okay,
has
we
responded.
were doing the question that is
Hans, I cannot listen to you. Are you there? Hey, hey, Hans, Hans. Hello, Hans, Hans.
yeah. Can you hear me?
See, yes.
Okay. Okay. So yeah. Okay. So I think so. So that we have discussed this. Okay.
Yeah.
So it says using a polling tool that allows a student to vote and see the overall result. Go through the following questions using the Excel model you created before class. Answer the following question individually and then compare answers as a group. If we increase EVIET sales and hold everything else equal, time to pay back increases. Wow.
Hold
Uh
everything.
oh.
Yeah, if we increase EVAT per sales, okay. If we increase EVAT
Okay.
per sales and hold everything else equal, time to pay back. Time to pay
Yeah.
back Increases,
Ajá.
decreases, remains the same. Okay. Okay. Are you in the Excel?
Ajá.
Yeah. So if we go there, that the EBS by cell, if we increases, right. So
Mm, okay.
what happened? You
Uh,
see?
okay. A ver. Let me see.
Okay. Uh, what happened is that we can see that the cash flow is going to increase.
With the EVS, right?
Yeah. So yeah, so if that happens, what is going to happen is that uh, the people that invest in our business, they are going to have their money back sooner. Hello, Hans. Hans, tell me.
Hi. Yeah, I'm here. Okay, let's go to the part that says once everyone has responded to the question. I've realized something. I don't know if you realize it, but I think that when you increase EVIAT and decrease NOAA,
I cannot listen to you, Hans. Hans, something is happening with your microphone or with something because we cannot hear you. Hello. Okay, I'm going to text you by Facebook because um, Hans, I'm trying to look for you. I'm going to invite you again because I cannot. Hansa, I'm adding you again because the connection was lost. I don't know what happened. Yeah, are you here?
me?
We're still Hans. Hans, can you listen to me again? Hans.
Yeah, I'm here. Can you hear me?
Yeah, now I hear you. That's perfect now.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what happened. I just add you to the same like conversation, and I think that it's going to work out well. Just
Okay. Okay.
mhm.
Hello. Can you hear me?
Yeah,
Gloria,
yeah. I'm listening
please
to you.
do Do not mute your microphone. Okay. So, uh, uh, what I was thinking when I was doing the exercises is that time you increase the EVAT and it is better for your performance, because I think when you have a NOA or assets with high percentage in your business model, every time you grow your sales, it is it have a negative impact in your cash flow. But it is because you are conditioning your sales with your assets.
Okay.
I don't know if that makes sense. Yeah.
Um, yeah.
So every time you increase your sales, it is because you're increasing assets, and that makes you lose money. Okay, or spend more money in your production. Okay, but also I think everything you need to be focused on is always on have a good EVAT rate, so to be efficient on getting profit.
Yeah, makes
Okay,
sense. Hey, it says
okay,
here once everyone has responded the question without help from anyone else, compare answers. Discuss until the group settles on a single response. And it says on the curve below, which segment represents the highest burn rate. But I have an issue. So what happened here is that I cannot see like the picture, and I was trying
yeah,
to. Is
me
this
neither.
yeah, so it's and I try like in Safari, I try Mozilla and in Google Chrome. In the three of
It's
them,
the same. I think it's I don't know. I think it says like blank and with a little picture, like a little symbol. That
yeah,
is
like a
when you
question.
like when you charge a page and maybe it's the internet, but I don't know. I think it is not
Yeah,
the internet. I think it
yeah.
is
So I don't know. Maybe we should go ahead and just answer the other questions. Well, it's
okay.
once everyone has responded to the question without help from anyone else, compare answers, discuss until the group settles on a single response. One, discuss as a group what strategies have we seen that flatten or lengthen the cash flow curve. Specifically, try to draw the cash flow curves for Dr. Jones' product, render runway, and Dropbox as they were described in the cases. Just make a rush guess as to the shapes of each of these cash flow curves. Yeah, so the cash flow of Dr. Jones' product was positive. Yeah, and was um I think it was maybe they could get the profit in a short term, rent the runway too, but not in the case of Dropbox. In the case of Dropbox, it was negative. Do you remember that they were spending a lot of money? And
Yeah, but but for example, in the render runway, they needed to invest some money. So okay, I think that Dr. Jones brought like um, a better behavior in the curve of, but like they go positive faster. And I think it is because Dr. Jones products they do not need to have a big NOAA to to invest a lot in assets, but in Rent a Runway and Dropbox they have to do it. I don't know if that makes sense.
yeah, makes sense.
For example, Rent a Runway they need a lot of stock if they need to grow. In Dropbox they need to invest a lot in stock. Let's go to number two.
Okay, next,
It says
describe to each. Okay, you can do it. Go ahead. I'm so sorry.
describe to each other what would happen to Dr. John if they had decided to build an independent company rather than get acquired. What activities would John have had to do differently? What impact on the cash flow curve would these activities have? Flatten or steepen, shallow or deepen, decrease, tend to pay back. Okay, so I think in this case, if Dr. Jones just have has like on their own, like independent company, they need to invest a lot in assets, as I was saying. Like for example, because they were growing so much that they would need to increase their production, if like, the production capacity. So they need to invest maybe in factory things. So that may.
Hans, we lost you again. Or I lost you here. No te escucho. I don't listen to you.
Are you there?
Yeah.
Because being acquired, but by being acquired, or I don't know how to say, like acquired or maybe licensing by Crest. You remember Procter and Gamble? So it means like outsourcing the product, the production to other company, so they make them be more efficient. I don't know, but I think so.
Yeah. I
Yep.
agree with you. Yeah.
Yep.
Um,
Okay. Number three, discuss the same for Render Runway. If the founder of RTR had been able to convince the dress designer to retain ownership of the dresses, what impact would that have had on RTR cash flow curve? Flatter or steepen, shallow or deepen, time to pay back.
mm, okay, discuss. Uh,
I would definitely like to take this class not online.
right.
I'm sorry for saying that. Okay. You can go ahead because I think it is a beautiful class, but I think it is very limited if we do it online. Okay, you can go.
Um, um, I think, okay, in this case, I don't know, shallow or deepen. Mm,
I think, I don't know.
uh, yeah, okay. If being able to combine the dress design to retain ownership of the dresses, um, maybe it will increase the time to pay back them because the dresses will be more expensive, right? So that's the reason.
Yeah.
Yeah, because they are going to stay with the ownership of the dresses. So and also it's going to make like the process is going to be harder, and that's going to imply that there are going to be more costs probably because it's not something that they are owning. It's something from somebody else, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I know, and somebody else will always have to have the profit.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, number 4. What decisions did Drew Houston make in Dropbox that fa- favorably impacted the cash flow curve?
Okay, so I think that marketing strategy goes directly to the EVAT percentage, right? Because EVAT is the cost of operation, and marketing is one of them. What I think they do is go from the, do you remember natural growth? Remember that?
Yep.
Yeah, and they go to like to growing by recommendation. So that make a good immediate, I would the that's why.
Uh-huh. Number 5. Now let's look at the choices GenapSys has from a cash flow standpoint. For each business model option under consideration, compare the following. Net present value, the NPV. If some of the options have similar NPVs, which is riskier? Is it advisable to take additional risk for a similar NPV? So the third option is riskier.
Sure, I know.
Mhm. Yeah, but risk is awesome.
Yeah, because it is riskier because they it would probably have a better
Profit.
uh, profit in the future.
Hmm.
Like it is a lot to risk because there is a lot to obtain.
That's right.
Like in like everything in life.
Hmm.
Mhm.
Um, how will Synapses raise funds to support each option? Is any option clearly more attractive to investors? Support your answers in your discussion.
Okay, so well, they have investors like the university, like the Stanford University would be one. Do you remember? There
Yeah,
were a lot of investors that
yes.
were not the VC firms. It's exactly right.
Mm-hmm. Let me.
Um,
It was. Um. Here it was like in the appendix B. There is information of the company's investors.
yeah, I remember.
It says the chain, the chain capital, IVP capital.
Mhm.
Yeah, these organizations basically.
What do you think about it? Be the investors because it has like
Doing what?
sooner revenue, right?
Yeah, they're
And also it could be scalable to the data analytic business model.
mm-hmm. Maybe they have to go also with a firm that has more experience for sure, and that has been more time
Yeah,
in the industry.
yeah.
Um, Maybe in this case it will be the IPV capital because it has been working since 2000 and the other one since 2011. Well, just 11 years of difference. But also IPV has a bigger portfolio, 23 portfolio companies.
Mhm.
And yep,
That's
and they're
right.
managing a lot of money. Okay, next question. For each
Yep.
option, how much For each option, how much of the company will the founders have to give up to reach the goals? The goal.
How?
It's a for each option,
Mm-hmm.
how much of the company will the founders have to give up to reach the goal? So that's referring so when when you are getting funding, sometimes like your investors they say, okay, I want some like a percent of the company.
Mm-hmm.
So how much do you think to reach their goal? I think just enough to they don't have to give too much. They have to but also
Well, I think that uh, the traditional one uh, would would make the founders retain more shares like it is because okay, there is the traditional one, the racer to racer, and the data analytics. Each one involves more risk, right? And involves more investing. So where there is more investing and more funds needed, I think the investors wants more shares or more percentage of property, right?
Mhm. Yep.
So that's why I don't know if I can make an assumption in numbers of how much, but I think it is a lot.
Yeah.
For example, in data analytics, for example,
Yeah, it should be a lot for sure.
because they always give money not for nothing, right?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
Okay. Last question. Put yourself in the shoes of Expandiarpur. I mean,
Yeah, I know.
that name is so hard.
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah, yeah.
Mastercard and the investors. You must decide as a group which business model you will choose. Be ready to explain this choice in your post discussion write up.
Okay.
So, what option are we going to get?
Okay, I think you will get racer to racer,
Hmm.
and I will get the analytics because I am terco.
Really? You are not.
Yeah.
Okay, okay. So, as a group, we have decided that we have to have in mind that, that our purpose as a business model is going to be the data analytics business model. Nevertheless, we think that we should start with the razor and razor blades.
Hmm.
That's the conclusion.
In
So,
order to be positioned in the market and to have profits earlier, right?
yeah, and to give profit earlier and to be able to have enough experience in the industry too, and to be
Yeah, right.
able to start helping, like to start working and and taking action in the industry. Because if we start with the third business model, which is the data analytics, is going to take more time. But we think that we should start thinking on that since the beginning too. So when we are preparing for the second business model, we need to take in consideration what are the things that we are going to need for the other business model too. And yeah, that's all. And that was the conclusion.
Okay, thank you very much.
Thanks, Hans.
Oh, the resume is included, right?
Yeah,
The
it's
resume,
included.
the summary. Okay,
Uh-huh.
so that's all. Thank you very much, Gloria. I think this case was amazing because we need to think a lot more, and because it is interesting the stage when you need to choose the business model, and I haven't imagined how it can change the results. Mhm.
Okay, perfect. I'm going to stop the recording.